There are 10 Care
1,
Bears.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's not a number. 1, 2, 3. Delete the middle one. There. Now they're spaced out, so you can tell which side's which. I'm smart. Ear pipes. Ear pipes.
Hi, Smarts.
How many otters are there?
How many otters are there?
In the otter club.
Well, there's sea otters, and then there's river otters.
The pops.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Otter pops.
Well, there's blue. There's red.
Yeah, they've got names, personalities.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, they're
tragic
probably
backstories. Like one of them's an orphan.
Yeah.
That's the tragic backstory. The only one. Everyone else is having a great time.
I don't fucking think about sad otters. What the fuck, man?
They're not real.
They're not? Well, that's even... Dude! I thought they were all named after historical otters.
You ever try to build a track so you accidentally eat berries? Day in the life.
What's the deal with that? Hashtag relatable. But you know what's really relatable is I don't even go to colleges anymore. It's like, you guys gotta, like...
That fucking skit.
It's so good. It's so good. Oh, man.
Wait, is that the... Was that the guy that does the animations of the RPG stuff via...
You know what's quaint is that this coal, when we first had to go get it, it felt like it was an insanely long distance away from our base.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that's been way further than this that this is like a cute amount of distance.
It was also partially like explorative at one point, and now it's just like, it's, you know, it's over there. It's over that hill.
True, that was kind of the nightmare part, was that it was,
like without a bunch of stuff built along the way, you also didn't have the best idea of how to get there. Now you just have a beacon that points at it, so it's like, oh, I know where that is.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
That like
okay, you can't just say that the Wikipedia entry on how many Care Bears there were was wrong, but then not also provide the correction of how many Care Bears there are. I'm sitting here, dick in hand, waiting for Care Bear knowledge.
Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't realize we were just gonna crime today. We're just gonna do crimes. You really thought you had our back here, chat, but you let us down.
Yeah, I thought you really cared.
I can't bear it. We're making those two thingies. These buildings are useless to me now.
Alright, so we have one little coley do, and oh, you have to hand count it because there's no total. You have to
check how many they see.
Oh my god. Okay, thank you. I apologize for being a dick. You get
my god.
You get the rare I apologize for being a dick sentence.
Yeah, I was like, we just had a breakthrough.
Well, that's because this is a stranger, so I respect him a lot more than you.
Oh. And I was all like, are you gonna be okay? But then you you'd, so I retract. Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to... Okay, fuck it. Let's make another minor Mark II. I'm gonna just get some more coal coming over here. Whatever. You can make a nuclear missile silo in Factorio. What the what are you nuking? That's gotta be a mod. I mean, you can't honestly be declaring, like, nuclear holocaust in the fucking Zerglings.
I can take apart a remote control and I can almost put it back together. I can design an engine 64 miles to the miles to the gallon of gasoline. There we go. Context clues about what the sentence was really pieced the rest of it together. I hated that song when I first heard it, but then it grew on me so hard.
That's always the worst.
It's so good though. I don't regret it. It's a really good song.
Oh, well, then it's not the worst. I don't know what I just said right then, but it was the wrong sentence. Please don't disagree with me. I'm very, very fragile.
Oh no. Non-confrontational bird. Concrete, make, there we go. Yeah. Just make the sound of sitting down, like, what? Who's in my chair? I'm back from my 20-minute bathroom break. How'd you carry on the stream without me?
How does this work? Oh, I don't have enough concrete. Okay, I'm gonna fix that. The throat's so dry. There are 63 bears, including shivery timber.
Oh my god! I thought that'd be like 7.
63 bears, including shiver me timber, baby tugs, and baby hugs.
It better be Shiver Me Tim Bear.
No, it's timber.
Why do we even make art?
I don't know.
If we're just gonna
God.
fall so short of our potential. There's encased beams. Ta-da!
Oh, good news. That was an autocorrect moment. It is bear.
Is it really Shiver Me Tim Bear?
Apparently.
I should write for them. Apparently.
I don't think they make Care Bears anymore.
They probably do. Various Hasbro brands just never die.
What, all of them?
Yeah. They just keep them around forever if they were like ever profitable.
Yeah, because eventually they wrap around and become unironically hipster cool. So, you know.
They probably still sell like Care Bear merch. Make some variation of a show or something.
Yeah, there's probably like some 3D animated show of like Care Bear adventure land hug time or whatever.
Some kind of hyper realistic, emotionally cathartic like office show.
What, like Care Bear's grown up? Like what the hell are you talking about?
I'm just thinking about how fucking Agretzko comes from the fucking Hello Kitty people of all people. and I'm like, what? Never thought I'd ever even look closer at anything related to Hello Kitty than just being vaguely aware of the picture of the cat head and the name Hello Kitty. And yet now one of my favorite shows is made by them, and I don't know what to do with that.
See, here I was thinking that like a Care Bear, like all grown up thing, like all the Care Bears are like super, like cynical, and like they've all grown up and become like office, like CEO bear and like tax attorney bear and like whatever shit. And like the main character is like one of the Care Bears who's like unemployed and like never grew up, but then like they had to when like the show got canceled or something. Oh my god, this is like this is like the Netflix adaptation of it. Like they were all actors in like the original Care Bear show, but then like that show got canceled.
Netflix's Marvel's Care Bears.
Yeah. So then like one of the Care Bears, like he didn't do a very good job like adjusting back into like adult life. So he's like unemployed and on the couch, and then his friend is the way more annoying Care Bear that like still like they never grew up at all, but they still managed to be successful about it. So they're like
Haida.
They're just like still like that.
Not Haida. What's the donkey?
I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, I know what kind of what you're talking about.
Steve, fucking Agretzko's Steve Jobs.
Okay, I don't quite know what you're talking about, but the point is, like,
why was he purple?
Yeah, you get it, and it wouldn't even, it needs a snappy like Care Bear-esque name, but
Cared
not, but
Bears.
I don't know.
In the past
the Who
tense.
Cares Bears.
The Who
Cared
Cares Bears. I cared once.
Yeah.
Wake up, sheeple. There's a whole story arc of them learning to love again, and then the the apocalypse happens.
What the fuck?
This is also a reference to a show that actually happened.
Oh.
The dinosaurs show ends with them all dying.
The dinosaur show was awesome.
They all die because of, I mean, it was always going to happen technically, but they didn't have to like do it, but they did. They fucking hard committed to the fucking like the fucking like meteor apocalypse happening. But I think they blame it vaguely on like a climate change thing that was caused by the characters in the show. It's like, that's a ending note. I guess they're all dead now.
Such a good show, though. Like, that show kicked ass when it was new, and like, it's still so good. I think it's a classic. It used to be a dinosaurs cafe. Like, that's when you knew you made it in the 90s, was when you had a cafe dedicated to your sitcom.
That's when you know it's art. True art. We're finally using copper.
Nice.
Not just for power anymore.
And the best part is that it will never catch me alive.
Oh.
Thank you.
Right.
That was the proper amount of time and delay that I expected that pun to make.
Wait a minute.
Definitely sunblock levels of recognition.
No, that took you a solid like 2 minutes.
I still am not sure. When I watch that clip again, I'm still like, did I even get it during this clip? Like, I don't know.
Do you get it now even?
I do get it now. But like,
I don't
when I was
know.
watching, it was like, I can't tell if I was bullshitting Keith that I got it and just wanted the conversation to move on, or like if I actually got it.
At some point, you're just too embarrassed to continue admitting you don't know what it is. You're just like, oh yeah. I mean, you literally did pretend to get it once before you fully maybe still pretended to get it. Because you were like, oh, that's funny as shit. And then it was like, wait, I don't get it.
It's the same sort of shame that you feel when you're playing like Wheel of Fortune with friends and you think you got it, but it turns out that you just legitimately don't know how to spell. And you're like, ah, shit.
That's hot. That's hot.
I was just joking, man. Like, yeah, I totally know that that's spelled with a Q and an X.
I don't know if I've ever played Wheel of Fortune.
Oh,
it always seems
as far as I can tell, it's a show where nobody ever wins because they just keep getting bankrupt and lose the turns over and over again.
Yeah, the wheel looks fucking infuriating.
Yeah.
But also, that whole shit, there's like an aspect of like, it seems so counterproductive to Let's Play, the video game versions of it, because
I don't know.
you're inherent, because the only thing you'd want to do is shout what you're thinking it might be constantly. Otherwise, you're just silently sitting there like, I think I know it, or I don't get it, and that's all the commentary.
Right.
Because you can't like guess out loud because you're competing with each other. But, like, it's just you tantalizingly looking at incomplete words and guessing what they are. But without the without the shouting aspect of that one game we like, where you just rapid fire guess everything. Blather around, yeah. Alright, so we're currently making stators and encased steel beams and what are they called? I can't hide them. They're steel pipes. We have 4 different things being made so far, but just one machine of each. Let's see. We'll get there.
The Care Bears wiki is out of date. Well, it sounds like unless you want to be spreading misinformation, you gotta go to like the Care Bear website and get on this shit.
Yeah. Don't you own a physical copy, hardcover, sealed and signed, like transcripts of the Care Bear visual dictionary? I'm sorry, I thought we had real fans.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord have mercy.
It's so fucking funny to me when I see like the Star Wars visual dictionary. It's like, wow, here's the names and backgrounds of all of those fucking Knights of Ren that never spoke or did anything. They set up for 3 movies. Here's their colorful histories. It's like, it doesn't count if it never fucking happens. You can't just write it in a book afterwards. Like, here's a pamphlet that explains Napstablook's tragic backstory. It's not in the video game, though.
Dumbledore's gay.
Here's the horrifying reason why he always wants to chill. Yeah, exactly. It's the J.K. Rowling shit, too. Banish me, poop.
Banish me, poop.
That was like the room of Harry Potter retcons where it's so through the roof bad that it comes back around to being incredible.
So
all the other stuff is just so bad, and that one's just incredible because someone just like fired off that tweet on the official account, and I don't think it was ever retconned or contradicted. It was just left to sit there, and it's been like, I think that was 2 years ago.
I think it's been longer than that.
I think it's from 2018 because I'm watching a series of streams from 2018 where they mentioned, I just hit the part where that
nostalgia.
happened. Yeah, it just happened to them, and like they're experiencing it for the first time. I'm like, ah, yay!
I remember the halcyon days of 2018. Nothing happened, but if anything did happen, it was probably bad, because that's what I remember of 2018.
Lots of looking forward to 2 more years of Trump. It's like when you're finishing fucking sophomore year of high school and you're like, wow, we're only halfway there. I have to do everything I've done so far, but again and harder. That seems like an eternity. Oh, God, I remember feeling that when I finished high school, and it felt like I'd been in a high school for 100 years. And it's like, I have to go to fucking college next, and it's the same length, just for like the bare minimum of a bachelor's degree. I guess associates is the bare minimum, but associate's degrees never sounded real to me. It never sounded like a real degree. I don't know. That was just my gut reaction, especially then. Although I think there's fields where that's just the whole field.
Oh God, ow.
And college is kind of a scam.
Okay,
so
that wasn't cool.
You just hit yourself?
No, I think my kidney just decided to say hello for some reason.
Oh no.
Jesus.
What's that?
I think I just had a muscle spasm in my abs, which was extraordinarily painful.
That you're like, well, not even done with previous health problem, but here comes new health problem.
Oh, it's fine. I have insurance. I might as well use it.
Just jump out a
pay
window.
For it once a month, damn it.
You ever just yeet yourself out of a window for funsies?
Bobby?
Bobby?
Oh, I made it sound like Hankus Hillis.
Hankus. Alright.
Makes it sound like a Roman.
Yeah. Hankicus Hillicus.
Ah.
Some kind of bullshiticus.
butt into a bucket.
Are you
I don't have
continuing
enough
to pain?
things
oh,
to
you,
make
you didn't
things.
bring enough stuff? Oh.
Well, I didn't know how much stuff I needed to bring.
What did you think you needed to... Well, because you can always plan ahead. Because you can,
that's true.
You can pin the costs of building X number of building on your screen.
Well, at this point, all I need is just a lot of conveyor Mark IIs and like 1 or 2 little splitters. But yeah, mostly conveyor Mark IIs. So, how the hell do I get out of the glory coal? This is a death. I found like a tunnel, and it's lined with nothing but poison.
There's no tunnels. You go towards the water, and you climb the little ridge on the left by all the machines, and it takes you to the top of the pit.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see it over there. Got it.
Launch the frames.
They killed off almost half the bears, and now it's 34 bears.
in the Care Bear Infinity War.
Thanos snapped away half the Care Bears.
They killed off half the Care Bears.
Oh god.
What a fucking
wow,
claim
this
to
entire
make.
Conversation was 5 times funnier than I ever thought it would be.
You never thought
Thank
this would
you
have
for
this kind of
accompanying me on
payoff.
this journey. God damn. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good.
This was so stupid. Oh god. Ugh. The big challenge is remembering what you were going to do when you go from a place to a place. When you
it's
arrive
like
at the
walking through a
destination.
door in your house. You're just like, oh hell, why am I here? Okay,
Is pink the frames?
I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how to actually get back to the base.
I did make frames pink. Oh yeah, because the logic was that like the frames made me think of strippers.
Oh my god, that's logical and also I hate it.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of vertical poles. So I was like, pink. It was whatever my gut reaction was, because I'm like, I don't know fucking what color to make things. I just need to make them all different colors. So I'm like, rotos are red, violets are blue, and modular frames are pink. maybe that's why I made them red.
Maybe.
Rotors are red.
Oh boy, we're losing it. We are losing it tonight.
We'll be fine. Or there will be no survivors.
Didn't all the Care Bears basically just have like Lucky Charms on their stomachs?
I think those were guns.
What? There was no gun bear.
No,
What the hell are you talking about?
their stomachs were guns.
Oh yeah, no, their stomachs were magic wands that could.
And for some reason, it was called a stare. Like they were looking with their eyes, but it was their belly, like cutie
the
mark.
Care Bear stare. Yeah, I think that sounds familiar.
Like their chest was just a gun, and they used them to kill threats, like a hive, like ants defending their hive.
Like, mommy, look, it's the Care Bear. It's like, don't point, honey. Don't. I get that they're cute, but we need to stay far away.
Don't stare.
Jesus. Care Bears would be a lot more terrifying if, like,
they existed.
They kind of, yeah. Like, if like they were, I lost my train of thought. Shit. Okay, Care Bears would be a lot more terrifying if, like, in the cartoon they were speaking English at each other, right? But like that was just a translation, and in the real world, Care Bears just like roar and growl at each other like real bears.
Sounds like a meat canyon cartoon.
Fuck the bees.
This is
Oh
gonna hurt.
god, this thing's trying to kill me now
little
too.
bit.
I just wish I could leave the glory coal. Okay, next time I'm coming here, I'm making like a stairs or something.
you not
'cause
find
this
it?
sucks. No. Found bees though.
Did you never find your way
Ow.
back to like the main the buildings?
No.
Where are you? Where
I'm
did you
by
wander?
the glory coal, and I've
Where
been
did you-
basically running in a circle.
But the glory coal is full of like coal refineries, right?
Yes.
You're there,
'Cause I wanna
right?
get-
Like, do you see the buildings? So go towards the water, where all of the
I think
things that are
I
siphoning
might
water
have
are.
Found
Then when you-
it.
And then when you're at the water, you go to the ridge on the left that's going up over the lake.
Yeah.
Because when you're facing the water, you're facing our base. Our base is in that direction. As you can tell from the beacons that tell you where our base is.
I
You
think
just
where, uh-oh. That's... Yeah.
I do not know how you got this lost.
It's okay. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna just go pick up my dead body's stuff.
They've got little lights on them.
Yeah. Do it that way. I think the main problem is that I approach the glory coal by like coming around the backside and then diving right in. You know what I mean?
Like you jumped into the lake.
Yeah, I was also trying to phrase it really grossly, but yeah, that's what I actually did. Is
You came on their backside, the lake's
came on the
backside
backside
and the glory coal.
dove in.
That's not how
Yeah,
glory
yeah.
holes work.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Not unless
but
your
that's not how
dick's a
glory
fire
holes work.
hose.
I mean, that is that. Yeah,
Maybe.
like that would ever happen, right? Who would ever have a fire hose? It's just like whatever, man.
Stupid. Unless.
Yeah, I think I got way turned around because
Oh.
I just didn't come through the normal way. I dove in. Like
Yeah, I always just jump in.
like
that's
Steel
just-
Johnson.
You just gotta know, like, that's the way you get back out, is the way you got in. You don't fly back up the cliff, but that is the direction you go in. There's just like a ledge there. There's a big slope that takes you exactly back where you came from.
Yeah.
Ah, I see a problem that I've created for myself.
Ooh, that gives you something to solve.
Let's try to not acknowledge it for as long as possible. Until it goes
Now you're
away.
playing
Like
things the
problems
bird way.
do. Problems
Yeah.
never grow. You ignore them, it's like in a video game where stuff just doesn't exist when you're not looking at it. Because it saves
Yeah.
on processing power. Probleming power, yes.
Yes, that. I'm gonna try that with my taxes this year. It sounds like a good idea. Uh-oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Oh.
That was at your
Crate will
taxes.
still be there, right?
Did you die?
I attempted to dive into the lake from a different direction and just landed on the beach instead.
What? How are you making this so hard? I don't know what you're doing.
You know, I have my methodologies and you have yours.
That's
And-
forgiving.
Ah, shit, I wasn't paying attention. I walked off another cliff. Damn it.
You were a danger to yourself.
And
But not really.
others.
No. Don't flatter yourself.
I start out as a danger to others when they place a base amount of trust in me, and then they just learn not to touch that stove ever again. It's like, hey, can you do this thing for me?
The trust
Okay, never
stove.
mind.
You ask for my help in something that makes me go out of my way, and then I show you the stove, which physically exists. And then you never ask me again.
Yeah, I tried like asking him if he could like help me like hold some books or whatever, and he insisted that I go into his kitchen and look at his stove for a little while. So I thought that was pretty fucking weird, right? So I didn't ask him any more favors after that. Like, yeah, that's what he does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you know about the stove too?
Yeah. This takes his metaphors very, very literally.
Metaphors.
Yeah, the metaphor. Ah, damn it! I got head-butted by a monster.
Did you just get knocked off a cliff and die?
No, I just took damage from falling off the previous cliff, so I was in low health. I thought I could juke.
But you could
Turns
not
out
juke.
I could not juke.
You will be the juke or the jukey. Which one are you?
How long do dead body crates hang around? If I die once, is it gone?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well,
But
I'm gonna keep trying because it's really amusing to me.
I get the feeling there might be like infinite, like stuff just doesn't go away maybe. Because like whenever you
that's
just
what I'm hoping for.
disassemble something, it like throws the body there.
Yeah.
Let's see. But when you disassemble stuff, it just pukes all your shit on the floor. So maybe that's just how it always handles anything that's just left on the floor, including your body.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple of minutes to kill while I do this thing. Did you hear about the Terraria dev in Google Stadia?
The Terraria dub?
Dev. The developer.
They're developing Terraria in something related to Google Stadia?
Yeah. So, to put it another way, the Terraria developers were planning on porting Terraria to Google Stadia.
Oh.
And then they rage canceled their port after Google, like, shut down their YouTube account for 3 weeks, and they have not responded to any, like, emails or, like, support tickets or anything like that.
So like one mismanaged part of Google is fucking over other mismanaged parts of Google.
Yeah, exactly. Like the developers of Terraria, what had happened was they had gotten an email saying, hey, your YouTube account, one of your videos is in violation of our terms of service, but it's not going to result in like a copyright strike or anything like that.
And
so
then it like took the channel down.
Yeah, so the Terraria devs were like, okay, that sounds nice. I guess we don't really need to do anything or take any actions. And then their channel got taken down. And then Google does what Google does, which is they went big mode, and they took down their channel, and the developers like Android, like their personal Gmail account got locked out. They weren't able to access their Google Drive. And they weren't able to access.
So it's like fucking over their company's working and everything.
Yeah,
like they could have like assets on there that they don't have, that they have to like find backups of.
Yeah, luckily they didn't store any game critical assets on like Google Drive or anything like that. Like this was just the personal account of the developer, and so he was like, okay, you know, he couldn't access anything that he purchased through the Google Play Store, so he was like, okay, this is nice. And so he apparently spent like 3 weeks trying to get Google to like unlock their account or do anything like that. And finally he just goes on Twitter. He finally just goes on Twitter one day and he just says, hey Google, I've been trying to get you to unlock my accounts for 3 weeks. It's very clear that you don't care about me as a business partner, so I don't really care about you. The Terraria port's canceled.
That's more or less fitting, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're just getting fucked over by how they're mismanaging you.
Yeah, he put it in slightly different terms, a little bit more eloquently, but that was kind of the thrust of what he was saying. Was straight up like, you don't care, so neither do I now. Bye.
Fair.
Yeah.
Google's deeply frustrating. Like I've been on the other end of that before, but not that severely. Where it's just deeply frustrating. Where you're like, so we had a GTA playthrough, GTA 5 on Sad Games back in the day.
Yeah.
Or we still have it. I don't think anything's wrong with that playthrough, but what happened is out of nowhere. So I used to make monthly highlight reels of the videos that we made that month, and like here's some clips from the thing and whatnot. It was especially easier because back then I didn't do any audio processing, so I just found all the parts where the audio got really loud for all of a sudden, and like, oh, there it is. That's when we were laughing or yelling about something. So there's highlights. It was very easy. I'd make a highlight reel in like half an hour for an entire month of videos. I would just drag every video into my editor. Our fucking highlight reel of GTA got taken down for community violations, and it was unappealable, and there was no actual feedback as to what was violated. And it's like,
yeah, I think a community strike is like unappealable or something. Like the copyright strike system is already really bad, but the community strike system is even more opaque to me.
Yeah, and it's just so infuriating because they just won't even slightly work with you. You're just given nothing. You're like, okay, our video, we just lost a video, and we don't know. Like, I don't even know if it was reported or if a bot just flagged it randomly one day. I don't even know if it was like somebody that was like vindictively trolling our channel and like decided to report something or whatever. Like when Smash the Seal came after us, I at least knew what the fuck was happening. Yeah. But, which is so fucking God.
What a stupid saga. Of all the companies to try and dick you to, they had to be called Smash a Seal.
Well, it's like I've said it before, but it was so fucking cathartic and like whatever the opposite of gaslighting is, when you like de-gaslighting, when I watched the fucking Jim Sterling podcast where he was arguing with the digital homicide developer that kept going after him all the time and trying to get his videos taken down for him making videos that were critical of his games. How dare he? That's illegal. Like, he was always trying to find ways to like stop him as opposed to just making better games or ignoring him if he needs to. And but that guy said all the same shit that the Smash a Seal guys did in their fucking emails. Or that's just one guy. There wasn't other people working at Smash a Seal. But like, they're so fucking like self-important and like, how dare you corrupt my art when it's like the most low effort, trash, embarrassing game ever. But they're like so prideful about it for some reason, and they're like and they will like essentially like try to like make up like and essentially like lie about the severity of anything you did because all you did was like make a video where you're like, this is kind of shit.
Yeah, you cost me 2 million sales.
Yeah, it's like and like massive misinterpretations of how copyright works and so on, or fair use and so on. Like, they're just thinking like, you're using my copyright by playing the game, and like just not understanding that like they don't get to just like tell you how to cover their own thing. People are just weird.
Yeah, you can only do that if you're very wealthy.
Yeah. Speaking of, back to Stadia, who was trying to do the exact thing.
So yeah, that's I thought that was very nice to see. I mean, that platform, God, I'm just waiting for the day 2 months from now when Google like pulls the plug on this thing, because I mean, I've never seen a company, basically like a tech company, over the course of like 2 years just completely shred their like trust with their consumer base or anything like that, you know?
Like Stadia or Google?
Google as a whole, right? Like, I don't know anybody at this point that is like super gung-ho on anything that Google makes anymore, because people will be like, yeah, I used to be really into Google stuff, but then they canceled all my shit and they like stopped supporting all my stuff. Or it'd be like, yeah, I used to set up my home to be like full of a bunch of Google products, and I did it for my friends and family, and then every 2 years my friends would come and tell me that the thing stopped working, so I'd have to do it all over again for them. So eventually I just stopped doing that.
Yeah, it's surprisingly hard to trust that anything will stick around besides like Google, YouTube, and Google Earth.
Yeah, Google Maps, Gmail, and YouTube, and even YouTube. I'm just, some days I'm like, where's this going? You know?
Don't jinx it.
I should have brought the fucking reinforced to the first place. Why did I go get my stuff to come back and get reinforced iron?
Oh, you
Jesus.
So you already knew you needed something, but you came back for your body first.
Yeah,
Oh,
damn
no.
it. I suppose that's fine, because otherwise there'd be
More bodies.
Yeah, the alternative would be just a bunch of boxes of
Do you have a
meat.
weapon yet, or you just try not to die by dying?
I can strafe.
How's that working for you?
Usually fine.
How usually?
So anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know. When Google said they were going to be making Stadia, I was like, that's a 2-year project. We'll see. You know, and even still, I'm full of some doubts sometimes, because it's like, oh, they axed their first-party developer studio to then say we're going to focus on our third-party developers, and then
And then they're just like, if people want to make games, they'll come. And like, so the idea of third party was just to hope that they exist.
And then within like 2 weeks, like the developer of one of the most successful, not even independent video games, but just video games of all time, like rage quits your platform. You know?
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
I think Terraria is like the number 8 most selling game or something. Just incredible like that, if I remember right. I mean, it's not the most profitable because Terraria costs like, you know, $1.50 at this point, I think. But you know, it's still sold so much. And yeah, they rage quit. So yeah, not holding out a whole lot of high hopes for Stadia. Just we'll see where it goes. Yeah, you also know my Google story. How they like
you had a similar piece of fuckery.
Yeah, I had a program that I used to help me manage my channel, which as soon as I stopped using, my channel management got way easier, so that's kind of hilarious.
I always
really backfired.
It always seemed a little unnecessary.
Yeah, well, it was me mostly trying to overcome my own psychological issues.
Right, because you
rate,
couldn't bring yourself to like look at YouTube.
Yeah. So anyway, I used to have a little program that I use. You know, you have to, when you make like a third-party app or whatever, you usually have like a quota of how many videos you can upload a day, stuff like that. And what happened was one day, because the account that I used for this program was under the free tier, I never associated like a pay account with it or something. Like I never associated with a credit card, something like that with the account, because this account was also really old. I think I opened that account back in 2010, 2011, which was like the very early days of the Google Cloud platform. And so I'm all of a sudden one day they're like, they dropped the amount of videos I can upload on a given day to 0.
Like on the back end thing, whatever it's called.
Yeah, in terms of my permissions, they just said, yeah, you're no longer allowed. They didn't say I wasn't allowed to use the thing anymore. They just said I can only
just
upload
weren't allowed
0
to use
videos.
the thing anymore.
Yeah, they were just like, you can only upload 0 videos per day. I was like, that's kind of
this is workable.
Useless. So I sent them a message, and I just said like, hey, oh my fucking god, I don't have the iron rods. Oh, did you make something over here that I can use to make conveyor belts?
Oh,
I have iron plates. If there's a crafting bench over here, I can probably just do it by hand.
Oh, right, because you need iron rods to make a crafting bench. There might be a crafting bench somewhere around there. I usually...
let's see.
Whenever
Yeah,
something's
you usually throw one down. When
yeah, I
you're in those
usually end up
areas.
making one eventually, just because you run into a problem.
Yeah.
You're putting belts down because you're not making. Oh yeah, because you didn't have the resources to make miners, right?
I did make the miners. I don't have the resources to make the belts.
Oh, so you made you upgraded all the ones at the glory coal to Mark IIs?
Yeah, I did that like 40 minutes ago. Everything else,
goddamn.
everything since then has been me like fucking up over and over again.
you hard committed to the hand build. Dang.
Yeah, yeah.
The stuff's automated enough now that at least a decent number of the resources are kind of happening. So
Nice.
I haven't. I was waiting. I was trying to get hyper tubes unlocked, and I was like, it's taking too long. But then I realized that I have enough in my inventory to make a miner Mark II, so I'm gonna go over and upgrade the coal. That's just the one lone coal.
Yeah.
The one where you had to fight a
I already
titan.
upgraded that one.
You already
That one's
upgraded that
Mark
one?
II. Yep.
Shit. Just
You have
got
conveyor
here.
belts?
Did you upgrade?
One? Oh.
Did you upgrade your glory thing?
No, I didn't upgrade that one, but that one's really far away.
Bird hole.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I filed a ticket with Google and I said, hey, you reduced my quota from, I think it was like 10 to 0. If I make a new account and start over, I will have 10. I don't want to do that. Can you just make it 10 again from 0? And then they didn't respond for 2 weeks. And then they responded and they were like, can you tell us, can you send, they asked specifically if I could send over design documents of my program.
Design documents. Someone's gonna.
They wanted like a rundown of my application and how it worked.
They're gonna manually review your entire application. That is more attention than I've ever gotten as somebody who works on this website.
Yeah. So
did
I did.
Did they do it?
I guess the answer to that is yes, but what I sent them, because I couldn't say no in the automated form, I couldn't say I don't have any design documents. They were like, you know, please enter design documents. So my design document was, I sent them a note of like a .txt file. It was one sentence and it said, I made this by myself over the course of 2 or 3 weekends. I don't have any design documents. Please increase my quota to 10. I was so done with their shit. Didn't hear anything from them for like another 3 weeks. Then they just sent me an email saying, your support ticket has been closed.
That's it.
And I was like, I'm gonna assume in typical Google fashion that means they probably set my quota to 10, and that was it.
Oh.
So I went and looked. My quota
good.
was 10, and I was like,
that's good. I
Thank you,
interpreted that
Google.
as go fuck yourself.
I mean, that's
Like,
kind of.
I thought it was basically like this conversation
sentence.
timed out message.
Yeah, that's what they say with every sentence. It's just like, sometimes it goes along with what you want, but it's never not present in everything that they say and do. I'm so fucking lost and I'm so tired of making these conveyor belts.
Wait, you're
just want
lost?
to leave the glory coal. Then I died again.
I don't know.
Oh, let's go back to the base to get some rods.
Are you lost? You said you're lost?
The area is rather far away, and it's full of a lot of trees. I find it very easy to get lost in that area. I find it very easy to get to the glory coal. Coming back from it, I find quite hard by comparison.
I would just not go in the trees. Just don't go in the forest. Do not
the forest
stray.
is everywhere.
Just never stray from line of sight of the buildings. Because there's nothing past the buildings. That's just forest. Don't go into the forest.
Okay.
Because the buildings are all in a continuous series of conveyors that take you back to the water, which is how you got there in the first place. If you lose the buildings, then you're just going into unexplored nowhere.
Oh, okay. That would explain why every time I've lost the buildings, things have gone very poorly for me.
Yeah, don't. There's nothing.
Okay.
No one knows what's there. Not even me. I upgraded your thing, but I forgot there's only one mine.
I've
There's
made
only
a lot of things. Which one are you referring
was
to?
there? There's only one coal miner at your original coal place, huh?
Yeah, it's actually pretty shit.
Yeah. I remember when I upgraded it to have all these things here. I think I built all the coal burners here.
Yeah, you did.
Or built it up at least. That was when I was still figuring out the whole thing. I'll come back off camera someday and increase
Someday.
to tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I'll increase its
I'll
increase its power capacity to whatever its new threshold is.
All right, I've decided I don't care about finishing off the conveyor belts. I'm just gonna grab my dead body stuff and then call it. But yeah, moral of the story is that Google's customer support is as atrocious as you could like.
Oh yeah,
with
how bad they treat their like, I don't know what you call us, freelance contractors or whatever the fuck. Like we're pseudo employees and we can't talk to them. So good luck being a customer.
Right. Yeah, no, it's terrible. And I mean, like even the dev of Terraria, like he can't get anything through to them. Like it is nuts. They're so fucking bad. Like after hearing that the developer of Terraria can get like a copyright strike on his YouTube channel that brings down his personal Gmail account,
yeah,
that was the motivation of me to. I'm literally in the process of like decommissioning all my Gmail accounts and like setting up like my own, because I'm like, wow, if somebody just one day like managed to like fuck up my YouTube channel or something, then they could potentially bring down my personal email. Like,
yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
That's awful.
My Gmail is not the same as my login on YouTube.
That doesn't matter, because if you get banned from a Google platform, like to the extent that the Terraria dev got
figure
banned,
out what all of your Google accounts are and ban all of them.
It's tied to who you are as an individual. It's not tied to the account.
Like your phone number and name.
Yeah, it's tied. The ban extends to the person behind the account.
Look at all these big buildings we got now.
That's why, like, okay, your YouTube channel got taken down, but the ban extends to like your Google Play Store account too.
I always had them be different accounts and emails, just because I didn't want
different ones.
Anyone to ever. Mainly because I just don't want anyone to know the email address to my YouTube account.
Yeah, I don't.
So obviously, my business email is not the login to my email account. The login to my YouTube account itself. Yeah, because that would be very
obviously
stupid.
Yeah.
Hey, I was very young when I made these choices, so I did a good job.
No, you did. That was very forward.
I can't climb a ladder backwards.
Sounds like a Google interview question of like, how many manhole covers does it take to climb a ladder backwards?
I just need to create
questions.
I don't know when I'll get around to it. I just need to make an ooze pile at the bottom of every drop. Just every
That's
drop.
how babies are formed.
And an ooze pile. I'm gonna make an ooze pile.
Yeah, no, the female comes over and deposits her stuff on the ground.
Yeah,
in a little ooze pile.
Yeah, and then she oozes the stamen.
Yes, and then the male comes along and like gets that up all in there, and that's how Babby is formed.
Maximal Babby.
All right, this was just an abject fucking disaster. I think I came over here like 45 or 50 minutes ago.
And that's like the last time you accomplished something.
Just have died and run around naked in the forest ever since then.
Well, we're
What a
making several different things
shit-tastrophe.
out of steel, but just like one building worth so far.
God.
But it's a start.
Yep. Alrighty. Yeah, the other thing is that I'm also like slowly but surely starting to put together my plan for potentially interviewing and stuff for video game developer positions.
Yay!
Which is very exciting, but that also means that I'm doing a lot of interview prep, and I get to go back and I read like interview questions, and it's like, yeah, here's a question that was asked in my interview. It was like, how many clouds do you think there are over Chicago on a given day? And it's like, oh, I forgot that people ask these questions.
Ah, shit.
Those fucking Fermi estimation questions or whatever they're called.
Is that a thing?
Oh yeah,
You have to like
That's,
mathematically
totally like a
guess at nonsense for some
yeah.
for no
There's
reason.
like totally like a tech company stereotypical interview process where they'll ask you questions like, how many ping pong balls do you think you can fit in a swimming pool? And you have to like estimate it, and like you have to show your ability to like think outside the box.
So it's like, and it's like, it's not so. And then whoever gets the closest number wins, and they get the job.
Yeah. Or the idea of things like why are manhole covers round? You know, that was a really popular question back in the early 2000s.
I hate this whole concept.
Yeah, and then
ladders.
like finally like a study came out in like 2005 or 2006 where they said these interview questions have zero predictive ability on whether somebody will be a successful employee or not.
Oh shit, on the floor.
And apparently, but the thing is, once it gets out there, right, people are like, oh, Google asks these sorts of questions, and Google's worth a
Can't tell
lot
a
of
floor
money.
on ever. Shit.
Therefore, we should ask those questions too. And no, you should not. So if you're out there and you're conducting interviews and you're watching this video, let me just say, you could take that manhole cover and you could leave it on the goo pile.
They're supposed to put it in their manhole.
No, that's vulgar.
Gross. What are you, a child?
Oh, it's gonna snow tomorrow. Oh wow.
So immature.
It's gonna get down to like 34 degrees and then even lower. Cool.
I need
Alrighty, I'm
300
out.
for the hyper tubes.
I'll see you tomorrow, man.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna make hyper tubes.
They're like regular tubes, but or
Big ol' tubes. I need to paint all these buildings recognizable colors. Why do I make myself so much task?
I mean, I can recognize the colors. It's just they're not painted like in the traditional sense of being covered in color.
It's like immediately visually impressive how big the new building is already. So we have like
it's
3
kinda
buildings
cool.
next to each other.
Yeah.
I like it. Go to bed.
Okay.